star takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch should set you free.
Hey, hey, I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, the autoimmune expert who empowers mostly ladies to get and feel better, even when their doctors and medicines didn't. I offer in person and online classes, courses, workshops, and in person book signings. Today, we have a very, very special guest. Queen Bee, Darcie Buzzelle, will teach you all about business. She's a digital marketer who helps you visualize storytelling. She's a visual storytelling guru on a mission to help women of a certain age get noticed in a world that renders them invisible while exploiting the magic of AI. She's got a knack for transforming failure into fuel, being convinced that different is so much better than better. And she sees dots and connects ideas that aren't even on the same map. She truly turns storytelling into sales and social media into a powerful personal brand. If you are ready to get seen, heard, and share with the world what you have not done already in your me message, she will help you with that solution for your ideal customers to solve the problem. Darcie's got the playbook on helping you solve your clients' problems. Thank you, Darcie Buzzelle, from coming all the way here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Shayna, and now even better talking to you. It's fun being
Oh,
on West Coast and East Coast and above the border and below the border. So we got all our
thank
bases
you.
covered.
Yes, and I truly love your energy. I love your master classes. Guys, so you know they are not boring. There's great visuals. She's fun and quirky and really relates to the audience and will help you learn how to decipher the problems of your clients and then solve them while creating your brand and your branding message, correct?
Well, yes, yeah, and in a big boiling pot, we mix it all up. But specifically, I like to work with women of a certain age because we are often rendered invisible by the world around us. There's a big
Mm.
presumption that if you got gray hair, it's stolen all your and you're working on out of date software. And that's just not true. So I help you get noticed.
Yes, you sure do. And I know you know all about AI and are very techie. That's great. And I think you were thinking about what did you say the other day about physician heal thyself and how we kind of related similarly but differently?
Well, I think your story about taking your illness and healing yourself and teaching other
Yes.
people how to heal themselves is a remarkable ability that a lot of times we don't give. We go to the medicine cabinet first, and I think we have a lot of tools with if we know how to use them with your help
Yeah.
to be able to get much healthier lives. And so, if as a comparison, looking at a woman who is of a certain age, who feels she's been put in the corner, if she has a huge expertise, she has a huge experience base to build on, and she's not operating on outdated software. And so she has all of these tools within her to be very current and marketing in a whole new world of marketing. And I help people get there through artificial intelligence, through brainstorming, through recognizing exactly what you bring to the table.
That's great. So we both do AI, but totally differently because my AI is autoimmune disorders and your AI is more artificial intelligence. And then we're both helping give ladies of a certain age the tools they need to expedite their journey from where they are to reimagining themselves on where they could be, either with their health and wellness with myself or with their business and branding with yourself.
It sounds like quite a simpatico relationship there, Shayna.
Yes, this is good. So they can come to both of us, get not quite a two for one, but have, I help them with their tools for their health. You help them with their tools for their branding and messaging.
Well, yes, and I think to stay current and relevant and in business, and it's all about a mindset that has to start out first of all believing that you don't have one foot in the grave.
You are speaking my language. So true. And I start off my workshop and my 90-day program with mindset because we must first believe it's possible. Otherwise, we never try and we set ourselves up for failures, right? If we think we're not going to lose the weight, then we don't diet, we don't exercise, we're not watching what we eat. And our thoughts led to our actions that became our reality. So sometimes we only need to change our thoughts to change our outcome.
Well, the old saying goes, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you'll prove
You can't.
yourself right.
Yes, and we both. This is another analogy that we have. We both take old school, like I take old school naturopathy, powers of the plants, and I mix it with cutting edge science, like how to activate genes and genetic highways and work on a true cellular level, where you also take the old tools and the new tools of AI to merge them together. We can have the best of both worlds. We don't have to have just old school naturopathy or just cutting edge working on a genetic cellular level because they both have good points and together they have synergy and can each help the other to elevate you even more. So sometimes it shouldn't be either or, it should be a blend of both.
Well, and I also think you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That AI does not solve everything, and
Yes.
one needs a really good foundation to be able to what I call season the AI, so that the response you get from it is not a robot. It is based on your what I call hive of beliefs.
Hmm. And I think we both agree that it's probably important to use the newer technology with the older, because we can't just rely on AI without putting our brain to proofread, because sometimes it's not always accurate. And I'll give you an example. I don't know if I could say this word right here without getting censored, but I was doing genetic testing and I was texting the doctor that I had dropped off the specimens to be sent to the lab. But during the dictation of the text, it came out quite different. And I think the word FedEx was mistranslated to sex. So thank God we have to proofread before we send these things out. Otherwise, God knows what that doctor thinks I was saying. I was saying I dropped them off at FedEx, and it twisted the word to sex because it had the EX in it. I don't know. So, Doris, can you share with us? Well, first, I loved your master class. I love it. And I know at the end, we're going to tell people how to get it. But can you share with us a few pro tips? Like if you were to look at yourself, be able to talk to from your younger self to your older self and share, like if there's 3 tips you would want to know 10 years ago that someone could have told you that could have totally helped your business or your branding. Can you share with us a couple of tips that you wish you knew sooner that you want us to know sooner?
Well, I think the first one is when I was a kid, which is many, many, many moons ago.
Few years ago.
Uh, my teachers told my folks, Darcie can do better, and I struggled in school. And it wasn't only till much later in my adult life that I discovered I was neurodiverse. So I spent a long time being a square peg in a round hole. And I apparently uh, wasn't average. But uh, average
That's
is
good.
just kind of setting on the dryer, right? And
Mm,
what I have since come to discover is that I represent 20% of the population who are neurodiverse. And it means that we excel in reasoning, exploration, imagination, concept development. I mean, all the kind of skills
nice.
of creativity. And I think had I known that as a kid, um, I would have it would school would have been easier for me. And I want to
Mm.
just share one little thing that I think is kind of interesting. There is an organization in England called Made by Dyslexia. And
Oh,
it is funded by Richard Branson because he is also severely dyslexic. And what they did was they hired Ernst and Young, the accountants, to say how can neurodiverse folks fit into the jobs of the future. So we know what's happening today is if you're a bank teller, you probably don't have a long time to build on that career. Here in Canada, one of our oldest department stores is just closing, and people thought they
wow.
would work with them for 100 years. The list goes on of things, of
Mhm.
jobs that are not happening anymore. And so it's about reimagining what we can do. But
Yes.
Ernst Young found that of the top 15 jobs of the future, 10 of them were specifically suited for neurodiverse people. So in England, when you look at the MI6, for example, they specifically hire neurodiverse people because we can see patterns where other people don't see how they exist.
Yes.
And so
You guys
it's really quite exciting.
You guys think outside the box. Now, speaking
Yeah.
a couple of points you brought up, Sir Richard Branson, I was on a Zoom with him, not alone, but a group of us,
Wow.
and that was really cool. What Sir Richard Branson, what I love about him is he is a forward thinker. He doesn't just think in the box what others are doing. He's thinking ahead 10, 20, 30 years. You have to be a forward thinker, not just what do you want now? What do you want in 5, 10, 20, 30 years? Because you need to take action steps now to make that happen in 5, 10, and 30 years. He didn't just say yesterday, I'm going to send men and ladies to outer space. Yesterday, he probably thought about that for a couple of decades. Plan on what you want, envision it, think outside the box, plan it, take consistent action steps, and just never ever quit. I know even Wayne Gretzky, a former New York Ranger hockey player, had
A
to think on where.
Canadian.
Yes, okay. He had to think about where the puck was going and then go there ahead of time. He couldn't wait till the puck got there and then scoot there when there was other hockey players there. But the other thing that Sir Richard Branson taught me is he learned growing up he had to make decisions and rapid decisions because he knew if he made no decision, he didn't progress at all. He didn't fail, but he didn't succeed and he didn't learn anything of it. So he said, even if you make the wrong decision, at least you learn from it, grow and prosper and know how to do it better. Because I know a lot of people are scared to make a decision and then they make no decision and they're in the same exact spot today as they were 5 years ago. So please, guys, learn from Sir Richard Branson how he taught us to just make decisions and rapid decisions. Even if they're wrong, you learn, grow, and learn how to do it better next time.
I think the other thing from what you said, Shayna, that's important is that people don't realize when you don't make a decision, that's a decision.
Yes. Yes. And something else I learned is that sometimes we're so scared to move forward. Like maybe the women of that age, certain age, are afraid about AI. But I'll tell you what I learned. When I was running an emergency room during the start of this pandemic. And I was scared to leave that job. It was my health insurance, my benefits, my vacation, my 401. And then I said, whoa, but if I don't leave here and take that leap of faith, I will be here in another 20 years, 5 years. I couldn't even vision myself there one more year. So, what I learned, although moving forward is scary, not moving forward and being in the same exact spot in 5 years from now is even scarier.
Absolutely. And I think one really critical piece is passion. And
Yes.
if what you're doing, if you're not passionate about it, if what you're selling you don't honestly believe will make a difference in someone else's life, if you don't believe in who you are and what you have to offer, and you're absolutely passionate about sharing it, delivering it, doing the work, then it doesn't work either.
Yes, that is so true. And I see burnout a lot in the doctors because a lot of them went into it for the prestige and the money and not necessarily because they loved helping people. So I find there's a lot more burnout amongst the doctors. I don't want to generalize, they're not all like that. Some went into it because maybe they had a brother with cancer and they wanted to find a cure. But I find that those that go into the medical field because it's a prestigious job or a good pay burn out a lot quicker. Even like if there's a nurse that most nurses go into it because we love caring for people, but there's a couple that went into it for the wrong reasons, and you can tell they're just getting so burnt out.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
and I have another point that you brought up. You brought up ADD before, and I believe, or dyslexia. And this is a
I
pretty
got them
cool.
both. I got them both, and I
Okay,
got a bunch
all
of
right. I
squirrels.
got ADHD too. Woohoo! High five. What I learned is ADD and ADHD are so cool because we're hyper achievers as long as we focus it onto positive energy. If you look at the most successful people, they all OCD'd on something, right? Pro basketball players, they didn't just come out of the womb and learn how to shoot hoops. They OCD'd on it and then they became great at it. And I think my ADHD, well, when it's focused, could hyper excel. And it used to get me in trouble in school a lot because I was so smart. I was bored in the regular class. And, so I was a disruptor. I'm not going to lie because I was bored. Like, in first grade, they're learning their letters and I'm already like reading and I'm like, oh God, please, can we move on? So I think ADD and ADHD people sometimes are so hyper smart that they're bored easy. And we need to, especially if they're kids, we need to stimulate them with more activities. And I did want to mention my book real quick because one of the chapters in there was written by Overcoming Life Obstacles. It reached #1 international bestseller. The reason I'm showing it right now is we were discussing ADD, ADHD, and dyslexia. And I have about 28 authors from around the world who wrote about overcoming their life obstacle. And Dr. Terry wrote about overcoming her ADD and dyslexia to not only just become a doctor, but a surgeon. And then she also had to overcome an injury where that ended her professional career, but then she became a foot surgeon for the dancers. So there's really cool stories in there. If you want the book, just go to worldwellnessexpert.com/OLO. That's the acronym for the book, Overcoming Life Obstacle. It reached #1 international bestseller in a whole bunch of categories, including medical books and naturopathy. And you guys can learn more about my story on how I went from barely surviving to truly thriving with my own autoimmune disorders, including MS and heart failure. Some of the gold nuggets are in that book. And I encourage you, of course, to get it. worldwellnessexpert.com/OLO. And yeah, so I would get in trouble when I was younger because I was bored. And gotcha. And what else would you like to say? Do you have another pro tip? If you can look at your younger self, give yourself a tip that you would have liked to have learned sooner, maybe years ago. And you're like, oh, if only I knew this sooner, coach, so could have helped me.
Well, I think that there is a notion that creativity sometimes doesn't hold a lot of value in our communities, and I think that we need to give more credence, more value to that creativity, because
Yes.
it is kind of the source of new ideas, the source of doing things differently, the source of reimagining where you can be, where you are now, and where you can go. I think in today's world, um, we are all going to be required to pivot. And I don't
Yes.
know exactly what that pivot is, and it's going to be different for everybody. But one line that I think is really important is, the future ain't what it used to be.
Yes, that's so true. Think about even people that would develop film for a living at those little Kodak huts, right? They thought like, wow, I have a career for life. There's no Kodak huts developing film anymore. And we have to pivot and transform and reinvent and be a forward thinker, because some of the jobs of tomorrow will no longer be here. It's a
Yeah,
sad reality.
absolutely.
And we have to innovate and think. If we just keep doing what everyone else did, we're not learning and growing. So I'm always thinking outside of the box, and that's how I got some of my best results. If you look at the people that are the most successful today, they weren't the ones that just learned from school and did what everyone else is doing and took an hourly job. They thought outside the box. Sir Richard Branson, right? I'm going to send people to outer space. Steve Jobs said there will be a computer in every household. He said that in the 70s or 80s, when computers took up an entire wall and people thought, whoa, you're crazy. Christopher Columbus said the world was round and people thought they were crazy. So I would say for you, if you're an innovator and people are looking at you like you're crazy, good, because that means you're going to be the most successful. And I
Well, yeah.
wanted to share this with you. I love your glasses. They help you stand out. I had recently bought a pair a couple of years ago that were really funky, kind of like that, but a bright purple. But I recently went to the motor vehicles to get my license renewed, and they told me I read all the lines without my glasses. So even though I've been using glasses for distance since I'm in junior high, I no longer need them for distance. So I don't use my funky glasses anymore. But and the reason is, I believe it's because I'm activating my genes, I'm attacking root causes, I'm working on a cellular level, I'm taking amazing liquid collagen that we need for our eye muscles. But I wanted to do this just to stand out a little bit since tears the season. Maybe we can get a good screenshot like this. This would be good branding, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Shayna team could get a good screenshot.
There you go. There you go.
All right. All right. Oh, look at that. We created the woo, woo, fireworks, fireworks. Okay. Yay. Do it again? Nope. Okay. So, and what else did I want to say? Oh, I understand that we're coming up to the end now. Is there anything else that you would like the viewers to know? What else would you like them to know?
Well, I'm about to launch a program coming up on April the 7th. It's launching on the 7th of April. It's called Join the Legion of Seasoned Disruptors. And what it's all about is for that woman of a certain age to get into the marketing game, reposition yourself, your expertise, discover how to use the artificial intelligence, and so that not only can you have a seat at the table, but you can be in the captain's chair. And
No.
I have a little lead magnet that I would like to share with folks,
Yes.
and it's it's all about how I got 319 hyper qualified leads in less than 2 weeks without spending a dime on ads. And you can too. So when you click on this link, you'll get access to a video, which Shayna is in, and it
Yeah.
will also lead you to finding out more information about joining this league of seasoned disruptors.
I love it, love it, love it. I love that you made it fun, interactive, beautiful presentation that was just truly getting our minds going into, wow, we can do this. So this seasoned woman who's like, oh my God, I don't know about AI so much, I'm kind of scared, I think you guys really, really, really need this. I think it's great for beginners, it's great for moderate AI users as well. And it's absolutely free, so you have nothing to lose, right? And then
Well,
if you love it, of
the
course, move on to
the
the
video's
program.
free. Yeah, the
Yes, the
video's free.
videos.
The course, however, is not.
Yes. Oh no, yeah, yes, yes. I understand that. So I think I would encourage everyone to go to tinyurl.com/sticky-leads. You can screenshot a picture of this. We'll try to drop it down below as well. You can get this masterclass for free and then see if you'd like to move forward with her course. Her course is going to show you how she got those 319 hyper qualified leads, not just leads, but hyper qualified, meaning they're ready to buy in less than 2 weeks without spending a dime on ads. And she's going to show you how you can do that too. And how you get started is go to tinyurl.com/sticky-leads. Again, we'll drop it down below, or you can take a screenshot of this right now. Start off with that free masterclass, and then you're like, man, I really need this. Move on to our other class. I would encourage you guys to do this ASAP because her course is soon starting. That is a great gift for our viewers. I thank you very, very much. Oh, and I want to share with our viewers something they can get from me, a little gift. They can get a daily dose of positivity every day for 30 days for free. This is really cool. Every day you will get another positive message that you can use as a screensaver for your phone or your laptop for 30 days. And some of them are really cool messages. You get that at worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days. That's worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days. And like I said, you can use them as screensavers for your phone or your laptop. You'll get another one every day for 30. At the end of the 30, you can repeat it and do it again and again. It's beautiful when you use it as a screensaver and it has a positive message. You open up your laptop in the beginning of the day or your phone and you see this beautiful positive message. It really starts the day off right. So I encourage you to go there. If you want to check out other things on the website, it's just worldwellnessexpert.com. So, Darcie, I am so glad I met you. I'm so glad I took your masterclass for the season. Darcie, I wanted to thank you so much for your precious time and teaching us and giving us that beautiful gift. Love, love, love your energy. And I wanted to thank the viewers. Please click that subscribe button. If you're not on YouTube, go over to our YouTube channels, click that subscribe button. Follow us on all the socials. I know Darcie is on mostly Facebook and LinkedIn, just like her name appeared here, Darcie Buzzelle. And I am on all the socials as Shayna Melissa Stockman. So, yeah, subscribe to our YouTubes, follow us, connect with us on all the socials. And yep, Darcie Buzzelle on Facebook and LinkedIn, just like it is here. And I am the host, Shayna Melissa Stockman. You can see me on all the socials just like that. So click that subscribe, reach out to us on socials, follow, connect, and set to get our notifications. And thank you for viewing. Until next time, be well, be safe, biohack, and Olo.
Finding the strength deep inside.